Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to just do like a little casual video. I'm gonna go and be teaching classes soon, but I just wanted to film this before I started. Quick little update of the last couple of weeks, because obviously from my last video I said that I may have like a little break while I was filming, which is what happened. It was just so busy. I was kind of not commuting, but I was going and staying in a hotel near where I was filming, so it was very back and forward. So any sort of filming days or editing or anything just went out the window. But I came back last night a little bit tired, but I was in the mood to film a video all about dun 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 dun, drum roll, oh my god. There you go, this is a thumbnail. All about books. So I talk a little bit about books on my blog, and I haven't done like a proper book video for a long while, and I really wanted to start getting into it all because I love reading. It's always been something I've loved doing, and I really want to include it more on the channel because I did a couple of book reviews in the past and like some book compilation videos like best books of the year and stuff like that. But it's something I really wanted to include because especially during like lockdown and things like that, I've been reading so much more. And also as well, I have found some really cool channels on here who do a lot of kind of book videos, and they just inspired me. And I normally try and get my books from charity shops or secondhand. Sometimes I don't really do it that much anymore. I sometimes buy them new from Amazon, and I've also started using something called bookshop.org, which is basically a way to support independent bookshops, which is awesome. I'm all about that, especially as we can't really go to the bookshops and stuff now, especially in the UK. Now we're in lockdown again, so it's a great way to support your local bookshops. And some of these have been presents or have been, I don't think any of these actually are. Oh no, one is one that's been sent to me by a publisher. So without further ado, I wanted to have a little chat about where I am in my reading, what the plans are for the year for my reading, and what I'm hoping to kind of cover over the next couple of months or so. So I'm actually going to start with a book that I finished, and it is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I actually got this for Christmas and I devoured it in a couple of weeks and I loved it. It's probably not my favourite Matt Haig book. He is one of my favourite authors, but this wasn't my favourite. I think it was, I mean, I'm not going to do any spoilers or anything, but I think I found that it definitely kind of dragged a little bit more, and the pace wasn't like his normal fiction books. Like I found the climax came like at the very, very, very end, like in the last couple of pages. But I still think it's a beautiful story and I still recommend it. I think I'm going to be keeping all of my Matt Haig books. Like I'm not going to be throwing them away or passing them on, because I think I could happily go back and read this. Also, some people said that they didn't really relate to the main character Nora in this, but I actually found that I had a lot of empathy for her. And I actually find sometimes when I can't relate to a character so much, I actually find that having empathy for the character is actually sometimes the same or a bit better than being able to relate to the character. So that's my thoughts on that. I have left a little review on my Goodreads. It's just a really amazing idea, and he always has such amazing ideas, and his writing style is just beautiful. Okay, so a book I'm actually currently reading is one that did get sent to me, and I actually featured this in my Christmas bookworm gift guide. I kind of started to get into this and I loved the idea, but I never actually fully committed to it, and kind of putting it in that gift guide actually made me want to fully commit to it this time. So I started it again and I am fully steaming through it. I only started it maybe at the start of this week, maybe, because I finished The Midnight Library when I came back from my second lot of filming, and I took this with me. So I'm already over halfway through this already, and I'm really enjoying it. This is great. This is basically about a Taiwanese family who have moved to Alaska, and then basically this kind of happens in the first couple of pages, and I think it's in the blurb. I think one of the kids catches meningitis and passes it on to one of the younger siblings, and it's basically kind of the rest of the book is essentially the aftermath of what's happened and how people are feeling and what's going on. And it's kind of amazing reading it because you kind of really get a sense of what family life is like, especially you know, with a family who originally from Taiwan actually living in America and growing up and still having some of the customs and the ways of thinking for like they were in Taiwan, but also as well just kind of they're not obviously the richest as well, so they are really just trying to live and survive, and it's just really enjoying it. So I'm really enjoying that, so I think I'm definitely gonna be finishing that quite soon. Let me talk about stuff I'm reading on my Kindle. So I'm currently reading A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which is very loosely Beauty and the Beast retelling. I've kind of gone off it a little bit. I need to kind of go back into it, but it's quite interesting, and I think I'm interested to commit to it again and see where it goes. But at the moment I'm just having a break from it. I've just ended up reading lots of books all at once, which is quite interesting, because I'm also reading Fahrenheit 451, which is an interesting book to be reading at the same time as all of these. Yeah, I think with that I just found that it's definitely a really interesting writing style, but it is a book that I've been wanting to read for a long while, ever since I was studying like dystopian style books when I was doing my A-levels, and this was a book that came up and I didn't have a chance to read it. Again, I'm just kind of taking it as it is. I don't have any expectations, because it is a classic, so I'm just kind of reading it as it is, and I'm really enjoying it. It's not got any chapters, so it's kind of hard to find good finishing points and then kind of remembered what's happened, because there's no kind of breaks. So that's quite interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly go through what books I am planning to read over the next few months. So let's start with this one. Look, I've even put my little bookmark in ready. I have a little set order, I've got all my bookmarks, and I put them in the books that I want to read next to remind me, otherwise I get distracted and I go and grab another book instead. So I'm going to next read The Confessions of Franny Langton by Sarah Collins, not sure. So this one is about a maid who is basically goes on trial for supposedly killing her employees, which is really interesting. It kind of follows her journey from growing up on a plantation in Jamaica, moving to London, starting to work for fairly well-off families, and then kind of going from there, and actually why she could have actually killed the people who she worked for. So that's something that I'm really interested in, because I'm really interested in kind of historical kind of thrillers, mysteries, that sort of thing. So this one sounded really up my street. My friend actually gave this to me, so that's the next one I'm going to read. This is another one that I kind of really want to look at getting into. So this is called Paris Echo by Sebastian Faulks. This is what my mum actually gave me to read. She'd read it and really enjoyed it. Obviously it's set in Paris. One of the main characters, who's an American academic, listens to the account of a woman who is living under German occupation, obviously finding out all about kind of what happens in Paris at the time. I think that's very loosely what it is. I really need to kind of look at that. So if anyone's read that, I'd love to know what you think, because I am kind of going into it blind and not really knowing what it's about, apart from the fact it's set in Paris. Again, it's a period setting, which I love. Anything historical. Okay, so I've got I'm going to say 3 more books, physical books, and then I'll quickly go through my list of Kindle reads that I want to go through, mainly through different book clubs as well. I find that if I'm in a book club, like on Goodreads or something, and they're reading a book, then I'll try and get it on Kindle, especially as normally the prices are really good. So the next one I want to read is Becoming by Michelle Obama. I actually got this last year, I think, for a Christmas present, and I just haven't got around to reading it. And normally if I get something for like Christmas or something like that, like a book, and it's one that I've been really wanting and I've actually asked for, I read it straight away, and I haven't. I just got distracted with other books. I got sent a whole load of books from publishing houses to read, and it just kind of got shoved to the bottom of the pile. So I've actually bought it back, and I just think she's an absolutely amazing woman. And as soon as I heard that she was bringing out a memoir, I was like, I need to read this. And I really want to read Barack Obama's new memoir as well. So basically it just kind of covers her life and things we don't really know about her, and obviously the fact that it's had such high praise since I got this as well, and the fact that they've made a Netflix documentary about it is, you know, just awesome. So it's just that kind of spurred me on to actually pick this up again, put it at the top of the pile to read. So that's gonna be one I want to try and read over the next few months. And then lastly, and I'm kind of ashamed that I've not read these yet either, that's the thing, if anyone who loves reading knows, it can be hard sometimes to kind of get through all the books you want to read, especially in one go, and sometimes things get less priority than others. So the last, I'm calling these 2 books because, I mean, they're tiny, are Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them and The Tales of Beedle the Bard. So I never read these, especially when they brought them out as comic relief books back when they were first brought out. I had the Quidditch one, which I loved, which I got, and I never managed to get my hands on these. My boyfriend actually gave these to me for birthday or Christmas, I can't remember which one. And again, these got just shoved to the bottom of the pile unintentionally, and they're just great little quick reads and a must read if you're a Harry Potter fan, so, which I am. So these have been brought back up again. I think that's the thing, like during lockdown you kind of realise what you want to prioritise, and for me, like with my reading, I didn't want to just like shove books that I wanted to read and just think, oh, I'll read them soon. I actually want to read them now and not save them for another time. I want to do it now. So let's quickly talk through a couple of books that I want to read on my Kindle. I've actually got a little notes section on my phone that I keep for kind of buddy reads that I'm doing, or kind of book club reads that I want to get into. So the first one, and I think I've got this on my Kindle already, is The Guest List. There was a whole load of hype around The Hunting Party, which is by the same author, and I actually got that from, I managed to get that from the charity shop, so I'm yet to read that, but they're not kind of related, they're completely different stories, so I'm going to try and read The Guest List. So that's one I want to try and read. Also The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm not sure if I said that right, but so many people have been banging on about this book. Quite a few of the kind of book clubs that I'm in on Goodreads have this as, or have had this as their group read, like consecutively. Like I go on a book club and at least one of them has this for the month or upcoming months, so that's high on my list. And then the last one I want to try and read is The Night Circus. This, I did want to try and read this when it came out, but I never kind of got my hands on it, and I never found a copy in the charity shops, and then I kind of forgot about it, and then it came up as one of the February reads for one of the book clubs, so I'm going to try and read that as well. So those are the books that I want to read, and I'll obviously keep you updated. If you do want kind of more regular updates, then go and follow me on Goodreads. I think it's just my name, Georgie Minter Brown. Let me know if you liked this video, just a nice little chatty one all about books. I hope you're all well, and I'll hopefully be back to normal posting now from now on. I just might need to catch up a little while, so it might be a little bit more kind of relaxed videos like this before I go back to having time to bulk film lots of videos in my main setting that I normally have. Give this a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Do let me know if there are any books that you're currently reading that you think I might like, or if you read any of these books, let me know what you think. Obviously I love to hear your thoughts. And if you are new, please do subscribe. I do kind of lifestyle videos, a little bit of acting, beauty, fashion, and travel when we're allowed to travel. So do subscribe if you've not seen my face before, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye!